Okay, everyone, Playday number 10, Tomb of the Spider Queen is our first map in the rematch between Inting for Ruby and the Hardos. And, well, this might not come as a surprise to a lot of you guys, but, well, the Hardos have won the last time these two met with a 3-0. And interestingly enough, the Hardos aren't even number 1 right now. No, they are in the number 2 slot. Because 30k did so well the last time, the last Playday, against the Donuts, that they have overtaken them. So it's an interesting one, but today the Hardos are of course going to try and get that position back. Now the interesting part for me personally is that honestly, I don't quite understand it. Inting for Ruby is a clear underdog, obviously. They're 8th place in the standings right now. The Hardos, they're number 2. Everybody kind of expects them to take the number 1 slot back at some point. But the interesting part is really that the last time that these two played, at some point, Inting for Ruby, they chose Tomb of the Spider Queen, which is a map where the Hardos are still undefeated on, and they got their ass kicked. And what happened today is that Inting for Ruby came in and they said, you know what, guys, we want to have map pick. So they were the ones that had the choice whether they wanted to get first ban and first pick, or if they wanted to have the map choice. And they said, like, yeah, we want to choose the map. And they chose Tomb of the Spider Queen as the starting map, which is a little bit mind-blowing to me, because, again, this is one of the best, if not the best map of the Hardos, and Inting for Ruby already picked it the last time against them, and they got destroyed. Now, do I think that there are other maps that if Inting for Ruby picks them, they're going to take the Hardos down? Probably not. Maybe there's a couple where they could throw some kind of like curveball with maybe a bit of a cheese comp against them, but it's still a bit surprising to me that they pick them. So I don't really know what exactly the thought process here is on the side of Inting for Ruby. Maybe they're just saying, hey, this is one of the strongest, if not the strongest team in the league right now that we're going up against, so why not pick one of the maps that we want to make our own home map, our best map, and just test what we have against one of the best teams out there. We're likely going to lose, but we're at least going to see the limits of our composition and we'll get better at it. So maybe they're looking at it like that. Could definitely be in one explanation. But I mean, as it stands, you can already tell how they opened up. So instead of going like for any kind of crazy like pick, they went for the double. They went for Zarya, Vala, so they want to play a hyper carry composition here. They still need to add also a little bit of wave clear. They were trying to eliminate some of the heroes on the other side that the Hardos, or players on the lineup of the Hardos, are known for. Lucio of Yasuo comes to mind, and of course you get the ban on Sonya, which led to Chris picking Hogger right away, and then a Medivh that can also screw with you completely. But at this point we got Baby Houdini with Leoric, and we got Nox with Malfurion. Could have seen some other supports here too with the lineup that they're playing here, but the heal over time, not bad at all. There's a lot of control, of course, on the side of the Hardos already, with Deckard Cain being picked. And we see Tacita! Alright! Tacita and Mei. There's a lot of lightning coming down here. Cassia and Tacita. Ooh, and a quick pick into Tyrael. So apparently they got exactly what they wanted over here. They didn't waste any time with that last pick. Well, that sets us up, of course, for our first map of the Best of 5 series here. More Heroes of the Storm with the Masters Clash. We're in Playday number 10 out of 14. So slowly but steadily, we're getting to the end of all of this. Another month and then we will be done and head into the playoffs. But let's jump in. Game number 1, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 1, Inting for Ruby on Tomb of the Spider Queen against the Hardos. On the left side, the blue team with the fish on Tyrael. We got Hat on Vala, starting with the multi-shot build here. Mindtalk on Zarya, Nox on Malfurion, and Baby Houdini is playing Leoric. Yeah, and on the right side of the map, we got the Hardos. They are trying to reclaim the number 1 spot in the standings with Red Benny on Mei. We got Hans, aka Nick, on Cassia. Chris on Hogger. Hazu is playing Tacita. And Yasuo on Deckard Cain. Yeah, so we get a little bit of Tacita action into all of this. I like it. Our boy is back and heading straight into the Sign Fusion here. So we got the Psionic Storm being set up. No stacks for Cassia. Also worthy to point out, and a little bit of bot lane damage done as the team was trying to get one of the towers dropped. But of course the rotation is a little bit quicker on this map, so you can't get too much done here. Simply because, again, rotations are easy, lanes are very close together. It's a small map overall. But alright, the party is going to start up, so it seems like Leo is going to try and rotate a little bit for the experience, and maybe they're attempting to set up that 4-man at the bot lane to pressure this. Not quite sure if that's going to work for them the way that they're trying to set it up right now, but you would expect to have that 3-man right here to at least an impact, because of how Cat can play around all of this. Now we got a little bit of a blind also against him coming in from Nick. Rotations is of course what you would expect normally between the mid and the top lane, trying to grab some of those gems, and we'll see which team can tune in first. When it comes to CC, we're looking mostly towards Deckard Cain, but of course also Mei at the front, who can really slow them down here, and Nox nearly fell victim to that already. So yeah, they were starting to set this up pretty well actually. And I think that those force walls that we're seeing are from good old Tassadar. They are going to be a bit of a problem as the game continues. In those close quarter fights right here in particular, we're going to see a lot of those just cutting the opponent off, driving a little bit of a wedge between the opponent's team. And yeah, that can really help you. Baby Houdini at the top, talking about fences. Ooh. Yeah, he gets taken down, so that's an easy kill. Tassadar coming in, and bam! Leo gets dropped. Now, he didn't really lose too many hit points, but yeah, I kind of like it. Well, with hit points, sorry, I meant like he lost all the hit points, he didn't lose too many gems. That's what I meant. Yeah, level 4 talents are now kicking in. We got already the red team with a bit more control on the lanes, so they have an opportunity to soon turn in some of their gems here. Ruby gets taken as the level 4 choice for Tassadar. Vala continues the multi-shot build. When we're talking about Zarya, we got give me 20, so no speed barrier. But with a heavy invade here at the bottom, it's a question of who can take the siege giants, and it's the blue team that locks them in. The rotation of Chris comes a bit too late to help the rest of them out, and he gets locked down too, and that's the kill. Hogga is down. Nicely done. Neil Peasants in for our boy Leo. The fish, oh, a bit aggressive here. Dove into the tower range and got nearly punished for it, but is able to make it out. But so far so good. They're fighting back, they got a kill. They have to still deal with the camp in the middle, as you can see here. But nicely done. Yeah, so good for that. Down to the bottom, we still have our double setup, of course. We have also the stacks coming together for the level 4 now with Neil Peasant and the level 4 with Punishment here. We have even more wave clear damage against the minion waves, so it's going to make it easier for Vala and for Leoric to play around all of this. And then again, once at level 10 hits, you have, of course, a lot of potential setups. And Hat gets put under pressure, and there's a lot. I mean, they really want to take him down, but they also dove out very heavily for that, and it's most likely going to cost Nick his life. Nick down, and all of a sudden, Inting for Ruby is in the lead when it comes to kills. Nicely done. 2 kills against the Hardos over here. They're playing a strong early game, at least so far. The composition is, of course, quite nice for it. Hazo is already expecting the turn and just waiting it out, coming in with everything that his abilities can muster here. The early level 7, both teams are going to have it in just another moment, but they're trying to zone them away a bit, and Leo is turning it up at the top side. So that's 23 gems delivered for the blue team, as they're still trying to at least help Zarya to get the gems connected, but that's not happening. Instead, we have the level 7 talent kicking in for the Hardos, and that gives them more than enough room and power to fight back. And they're still interrupting. I mean, you can tell they have a ton of interrupts here. Cassia, Deckard Cain, Tassadar. There's tons and tons of stuff available. And as they're pushing down here at the bottom, we still have Hogga up top side, trying to push the lane out and forcing Leo to retreat. So there will be a bit of a gap in experience, simply because Chris is holding on to the side lane quite nicely. Both of the teams have now enough gems to go for a full turn in as well. The slight experience lead is mentioned for the Hardos. Nick is attacking here, but Bad Benny also is sliding in deep, trying to put more pressure on Vala. Successfully, I might add. Hat is quite low and needs to be very, very careful. He doesn't seem to have the cooldown on the fountain any longer, and he only relies on Malfurion now to top him off again. But if they can turn in, then maybe they are able to also pressure the opponent just a little bit. So, well, there we go. There's already the fence being set up. That's still trying to push the bot lane. And to be fair, this has taken quite a little bit of damage. But now we have the red web weavers coming down first. So they're going to touch ground in just a bit. And that's an opportunity for the Hardos to push this out fast. Yeah, they won't reach level 10 together with it. At least they shouldn't be able to. Yeah, we'll see if maybe they will put it out after all. But for now, Vala doing her thing. Here come the web weavers, so their defense in the mid lane is going to be the first one. They're going to try to burn that down as quickly as they can. Minion waves aren't even here, so nobody can assist that. Top web weavers and also the ones at the bottom of the map, they are the bigger problem right now, especially since bot side Tassadar is pushing in together with the web weaver. So yeah, that's a little bit of an issue. Then again, there's a nice lockdown against Mei. Good damage from Hat. Yeah, connects another few shots. Shouldn't be able to get the kill, but definitely forces the main tank back. Here's the level 10 now, and they get it pretty quickly. With nobody being down at the bottom of the map, that's definitely a problem. Then down here, Archon is already being used, and Vala is dead. There's the kill, the last hit coming in. Mind Talk trying to recover the gems. The fort is down. The big sleep setup, and that's a kill. It was the Web Weaver that got the kill against our boy Malfurion. Zarya died too, so that's more gems down the drain. And with the first fort falling, they are also making a push now for the keep wall. Yeah, here's another quick look at that kill. Check out Malfurion here. He gets hit by the sleep, and then it's the Web Weaver that takes him down right there. Bam! Straight to the face. The wave of death. And he gets dropped. So now we have 4 kills to 2. We have still 52 gems in the hands of Inting for Ruby. But they lost, I think, 30 roughly. So that's a fair chunk of gems that they are missing out on now. He still got Bad Benny in an attempt to maybe also turn his own in, but for now he wants to guard the top turn-in point to ensure that it's not happening for the blue team. And yeah, well done, because Baby Houdini was already there. But you look at the gem count and you quickly realize that the Hardos, they have another turn-in theoretically available. Sanctification for Tyrael has now been taken. Could push through the middle a bit more aggressively and try to make it to one of the turn-in spots. Especially since you have a level 13 on the other side that will pop up eventually. So the Hardos would have a talent advantage if they can stall this out a bit more. And, well, let's wait and see. Right now we got the blue Web Weavers coming down, so they snuck him in at the bottom. Good for them. Can they get any value with it, though? Ult on Zarya is out. They were trying to isolate the target here. Couldn't quite. Bot lane, yeah, Web Weavers are going to deal with the Siege Giants, I suppose, but that also means that the blue team has to somehow find value in the middle. I'm not quite sure why he's going down here now. I don't think that he is going to be able to take that down in time, and the Siege Giants are going to do quite a bit of work. So it takes away from the push power at the top, since they are facing off against the 4 versus 5 now. But Leo should, once the Siege Giants are down, move back into the middle and help the team out here. And that's exactly where he's headed as we are speaking. But it also means that Bad Benny can slide in. There's the level 13, so the talent advantage is there. But they're still doing the best they can with a 4-man in the middle. Now that it's 5 on the other side, if Baby Houdini gets the Entomb, he gets it against 2. Both of the damage dealers get caught. But the big sleep from Deckard Cain. The Sanctification as a counter. Hat, on the other hand, gets attacked right away. Hortapult set up from our boy Pogga. And Chris takes Vala down. The hyper carry, not so hyper this time. Instead, we are seeing them following Mind Talk, trying to drop Zarya too. As it stands, though, with 5 kills to 2, we have the advantage for the Hardos, as they're dealing with all of the Web Weavers on every single lane right now. So yeah, good for them. Tacita already at the bottom of the map doing his thing here too. And the rest of the 4-man is now moving into the mid lane. There's 2 forts still out. All of the fountains have fallen now. But they should be able to take a fort soon. And the red Web Weavers are now also going to be descending in just another few seconds. And that's also a problem. 41 gems on Baby Houdini. Leo, is he going to activate the trade value at some point? They're trying to go for Nick down here though. And they just can't get him. They're not able to drop Cassia. Instead, Vala is down again. And that is just bad news. That is the 3rd death on Vala. She's sitting at 29,000, which is top damage currently for Inting for Ruby. But compare that to what Cassia is pulling. She's at 70k. She is more than doubling the damage output of Vala. Cassia herself has, at this point, she's nearly at the point where she has more damage than all of the heroes on the blue team combined. Not quite there, but it's kind of close. So a little bit ridiculous what Cassia is currently pulling off. So yeah, Nick is doing well. All of the forts have fallen now. So Inting for Ruby. They're losing Malfurion again, and they're going to lose much more than that. Leo's attempting to hold the fort, the keep at the bot lane. We got level 16 talents now in the hands of the Hardos, and they're just going for all of the keeps now. The bottom one should easily fall if they rotate down, if they do it at all, because they're busy in the middle destroying the first keep. and they might now be able to even go for the core, but if not, a quick rotation down here, as we're seeing now, would definitely finish the keep. And to be fair, with the Web Weaver being active at the top side, it seems like this one is gonna drop too. So that's 3 keeps down already, and yeah, they are getting mad value here. Yeah, I think the blue team should have inted for a few more rubies and turned them in, because at this point, the Hardos, they're just running the show. The Hardos haven't lost a single fort yet, not even a fountain. Baby Houdini gets attacked, 54 gems in his hands, and there's the setup with a Sleep of Deckard Cain with a wall, and it's a slaughter. It's an absolute slaughter. 4 down, the shield gone. Nox is the only one that is able to get out. 11 kills to 2, and whew, the Hardos, they want their #1 spot back, I think. Nicely done, game #1, as you would expect. Still their best map in the hero pool here in the Masters Clash, and they take a convincing victory against Inting for Ruby on map #1 of the Best of 5 series. GG. Before we head into game #2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game #2, Shire is the map, and the Hardos are in the lead. Yeah, it doesn't come as a shock that they were able to win on their best map. To me, still a bit of a question mark why exactly Inting for Ruby decided to make it their starting map that they chose. And as I mentioned during the first draft, I really think that the main reason was that they wanted to test their composition and their playstyle on the map against one of the best teams out there and see where they would get with it. Acknowledging that they likely would lose because they're just outclassed a bit. I mean, again, you're going up against a team that has players that played in HGC, that played on a professional level for ages. You're coming in as the newcomer, as a team that is just slowly getting more experience and improving at the game. So there's only so much that you can do. But they were able to win more and more maps as we were headed through the season. And I keep repeating myself there. At the end of the day, if you're looking at how Inting for Ruby is improving, it's kind of impressive. They're not really where they can break into the middle of the pack just yet, but if you would throw them, for example, back into Division 1 in Heroes Lounge, you would just see how they are doing against the teams over there. I'm pretty sure that they would just absolutely crush opponents right now. So if they keep at it, they can definitely improve. Quick drafts now as well. They definitely know what they want. We have an early Rexa pick for Hazu, so it really seems like we're going to see the King of Shire at the top lane again. Rexa, of course, as I mentioned, is just the best solo laner on Shire because you're not going to lose the one-on-one. And with not lose, I don't mean you take the opponent's hero down. I mean you will continuously keep control over the objective if you play it correctly. Mind Talk and Baby Houdini with the Haka and Junkrat, and at this point Baby Houdini's the Haka is kind of legendary on this map. The man just doesn't seem to miss a single drag and tongue. But Junkrat as a follow-up is also kind of interesting because if the two of them play together nicely, they can totally isolate anybody on the other side. Now we get a Nubarak and we get Karazim. That's not only quite a lot of stuns that you have, but also depending on how this is being played out, Karazim can later on play with a triple cleanse, which is kind of nice as a level 16. And he has, of course, the mobility to also just jump across the map here and maybe even help a target out. Now, we get Cassia banned. And still, I mean, Uther hasn't been banned yet, and there is still a chance that maybe a fish picks him up if he doesn't get eliminated now. Very different map on the other hand, though. What else would you get rid of, though? You could see a triple frontline again for either one of the two teams here. Shire is also a map where you have to really watch out for potential global plays. The Haka is already in, so a Falstad pick wouldn't really be crazy either. Anduin is taken, and Blaze. Okay, so the Blaze main tank again. This is honestly very reminiscent of what they played, I think, last week. So they really have comps down now for certain maps that they want to play. On the one hand, that's a good thing, because it means you focus a little bit more on strategies that work for you. On the other hand, you have to have some alternatives ready, or your opponent is just going to start banning out stuff against you that is part of your composition and crucial for it, and then you're going to be in trouble. But with Anduin taken, we are going to see them just pull the target back every single time that a Nubarak makes an engage there. And we get Phoenix together with it too. So a lot of mobility on their side with Deathwing and Phoenix as the last two picks. And here comes Hat with Maiev. So we got our triple front line. We got Junkrat as the only ranged damage dealer here. And with that, we're heading into game number 2 of the series. So again, guys, 10th Playday of the Masters Clash. The Hardos, they want the number 1 position in the standing spec. They're currently number 2. And Inting for Ruby is going to try to win another map here. So let's find out if they can pull it off right here, right now. The blue team on the left side of the map, Inting for Ruby with Fish on Blaze. Nox is playing Anduin. We got Mind Talk on Junkrat, Hat on my F, and Baby Houdini is playing Dehaka in our second game of this best of 5 series. Bad Benny is playing Inubarak. We got Hans, aka Nick, on the Hardos side playing Phoenix in our second game. Chris is playing Deathwing, Hazorps, Rexa, and Yazoo is playing Karazim. Going straight into our standard, the Iron Fists for Karazim. Rocking this as the solo support over here, chipping the mobility and the extra damage in. Beetle setup for Benny on Inubarak. And they're of course going to try and dive some of the targets with Misha as a reliable second stun. Trying to prep the target for damage so that especially, of course, our boy Phoenix can start to chunk them down a little bit. So we'll see if that works out for them either way. Top side, as you would expect, Rexa is already starting to take his position here, going up against Baby Houdini. So I'm going to have a lot of fun against him. Bottom of the map, there's also Chris. You see, this is a skin. This is a skin. Chris knows how to do that. He doesn't go for the chicken skin or any kind of bullshit like that. And again, talking about bullshit, there's a very, very early kill as we have Anduin taken down. Yeah, someone got caught on that rotation, didn't they? So down here, that's a proper skin, ladies. Yeah, it might be a bit of like the wannabe gangster style. I mean, doesn't have a gold chain, but at least he has the gold plating, you know. But at the same time, anything that's not the chicken skin is great. Anything that makes Deathwing not look like a turkey gets embraced by me. Now, up at the top, they're trying to embrace Baby Houdini, but Dehaka is at least safe for now. Gets the drag, and Misha gets out. And they get the camp. With Bad Benny and Nick moving in, they were thinking about invading the camp. You know it. They were looking at that. I was like, huh, maybe we can make a play for that. So, well, let's have a look. At the bottom of the map, Mind Talk is already sitting tight here. They get the double connect. At the top, Misha is holding the fort. And they sneak the Dragonite in. I was expecting the interrupt, but nope. So that's a super early Dragonite, even before the 2-minute mark. That's about as fast as you can get with a DK. Which is nice for the Hardos at the same time as it means it shouldn't do that much damage because it didn't scale at all. And there's another kill against Anduin. I mean, honestly, Anduin, he was always one of the heroes that was really good at running away, but now even the French defense doesn't seem to be working out for him. That's the second death of the Nick Carter of the Nexus. So, yeah, our little baby face here gets dropped pretty hard. They're focusing him down whenever they can. With 2 kills to 0 and already the first DK in game, the Hardos are taking a very early lead on map number 2. Coming in, dropping the fort down to 50% HP. Pretty solid. We got the Lurker strain in for Dehaka. And Dehaka is still up at the top, going off against, well, mainly Rexa. But here comes the jump, the stun, Baby Houdini, he dodged out on it. That would have been the end of him, very, very likely. If that Misha stun connects, that would have been a problem for sure. So, yeah. Same time now, though, we got the double pick on the camp. So they're going straight up for the Siege Giants. On the top right, there's the hard camp being slowly prepared from Nick and Yazoo. And they are attempting to steal this one away. And that might just work out if they're quick enough about it. But Bad Benny is sitting at the side and that could spell disaster now. The stuns are already there, but they give it up because the rest of the team isn't here yet. But they're still trying to slow the rotation down towards the top since Rexa is currently getting top lane value. And quite a lot of it too. Has already broken through the wall if I see that correctly. I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, entire wall is down, so is the fountain. So Junkrat is at the bottom of the map trying to push this out as well with the help of the Siege Giants. Yeah, quite some success too. I mean, there's a double Siege Giant camp now going for this, and Chris had to defend against one of them. One of the towers is down, the second one is about to fall. So they've been doing well here, but they of course suffered a lot of losses in HP in the mid lane. I mean, as it stands, it's nearly a half-level lead that we now have for the Hardos. But of course, Inting for Ruby is going to try and fight back here as much as possible. The Haka here already got chunked down slightly. The team is now rotating topside, so very likely he's going to go down. Saves his life for a little bit longer, but you can tell they really want him. I mean, damn. He doesn't stand a chance. Maybe if Hat gets a tether there, can tether them back into the fort, maybe they get a counter kill. But yeah, it's a bit of a toughie. Now, it's a double control again on the shrine for the Hardos, so they might be able to sneak another Dragonite in. But first of all, they're attempting to go to the top, and they get the kill against Anduin again. Babyface is dead, but this time they get the counter kill. Anubarak dies too, so they're still trying to follow up on, yeah, Maiev, but not this time. Oh, what? The splash took him down. Nick! Oh, he gets killed too, but beautiful setup. Great setup here. The interrupt from the minion, by the way. Hazu gets interrupted again, but it was the minion that did all the work, and now the Haka is at the top. Well played. That was actually pretty cool. So the minion gets VIP bonus here. That was, honestly, without the minion, without Harry the Archer, this would have not worked out this way, even a little bit. So great interrupt. And then the Haka had enough time to go to the top and take it. But oh boy, that last set at the bottom with a hit on Phoenix where they got the kill, that was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Anyways, we got still level 10 in, a little bit earlier for the Hardos. Not really a big gap, but it's there. 5 kills to 2. 7-sided strike is now in. And it seems like they're trying to go for Junkrat at the bottom of the map. Mindtalk! Yeah, and he's gonna go down in that fight. Mindtalk down, nicely done, diving in deep with the help of Deathwing and Anubarak. And now they're still making the play with a light bomb all the way up at the top as the drag connects again. Of course it does. It's Baby Houdini after all. Rexa is down. Yeah, he's dead. And they're trying for another kill. Chris is flying out though. And at least in this particular encounter, Inting for Ruby was able to get the upper hand and also hold on to the shrine, which is pretty much what matters the most here for them. So yeah, so far, so good. So at the same time, what are we getting? Maybe another kill. The barbecue setup is ready. There's the cocoon. Nox! Anduin! Not again! And he's dead once more. Anduin is down, 4 times eliminated. That poor boy just doesn't survive. Here comes the fish, and he dies too. They go for Hat and they drop him as well. Yazoo! He survives. They weren't able to, the minions weren't able to take him down here. So yeah, blue team was hoping to maybe also lock in a Dragonite, but that's not happening. So instead we had the Haka already retreated. We have Mindtalk at the bottom of the map doing his thing. Yeah, and they're looking great again. Not only are they going to take the fort down, but they're also very likely now going to take... well, actually, with him retaking topside, they're not going to lock in that next Dragonite anytime soon. But to be fair, they don't really have to. You can see Bad Benny already waiting. He was hoping that Junkrat would move in, so he can attack him from the side again. And with the help of Death, we can get another kill secured. Not really working out just yet, but they are now half a level ahead, and they are 6 kills ahead, which in and of itself is kind of nuts. So, yeah. The Haka also mistakes, but that 7-sided strike was not planned that way. No. I guarantee you that the idea was to dash in and then use the 7-sided strike. I suppose that he shift queued that and it didn't work out. And guys, because I'm a mean person, we're going to take a look at it again. How to not use your ult. This is pretty much what X-Ray taught us just now. Yeah. Ding! But again, I think he shift queued it and something went wrong, and so he didn't dash over. Maybe the dash target went out of range and then it popped up anyways. But yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate, of course, but kind of funny for us. Hazu with the Dragonite. They have taken out the first fort in the middle. The one at the top is already looking really low. And down at the bottom of the map, of course, they're making another play for the next fort here, which they should easily get. Dragonite is in. Bad Benny wants to set something up against Blaze as the main tank. The fish is low, but he's not dead. Bit of an ass kicking for Anduin. And here we go. Easy jump. Fort is about to go down. So far so good. The talent advantage, of course, is also kind of neat, even though it's not going to last much longer, since Inting for Ruby finally locks in their next talent here. Yeah, but with the 1 level or the 1 game lead, it's still pretty solid. So yeah, Here we go. In comes the setup with Baby Houdini at this point. And off comes the Dragonite straight through the wall, taking it down slowly. Yeah, they're losing way too much now. 2 of the forts already down. They go for Baby Houdini again. This time, he's not able to dodge out on anything. So this time, he dies. Yeah, and so far, so good. So, at this point, Hat is also a little bit low. Misha dies, but they are still keeping the pressure up. And Yasu's diving in deep for the kill, and he gets it. He's easily able to dash back out again. And, well, everybody's a little bit low at least. So, Bad Benny is currently looking rather troubled, but they will have to retreat here. Now, they are not getting the keep, but they have, of course, taken a massive, massive lead on this map. Okay, so Chris is already sitting tight here. 23,000 damage by now for Maiev. We have 39,000 for Phoenix. So he is absolutely getting bonkers here. But again, we currently have another camp potentially. Nah, they're not. Yeah, okay, they're going to take it. Epicenter, by the way, is now in. 2 levels advantage for the red team. Huge stats and talent lead. Yeah, they're in a fantastic spot right now. The extra talent level 16 in and of itself is already bonkers, but then at the same time you have the stats advantage through the 2-level lead, and that of course helps you in any battle even more. Now, we're also looking at conflagration here after we had the Wicked Inferno, so going straight to the Molten Flame. The Cleansing Touch is now in. I've been talking about the triple jump already earlier in the draft actually. So now they have even more of that available with him just cleansing everything out that's going to be thrown against them. Yeah, the disc against Deathwing. Heresy. You can't contrain the dragon, baby. Straight into the Riptire. He actually flew into the Riptire. That was really well timed by Junkrat. But talking about him, X-Ray hunts him down, so Junkrat is eliminated. The entire team is now on the run. There's a double camp at the bottom of the map. Here comes the 7-sided, and it connects to... And Yasu... Yeah, looking good. I think I earlier talked about X-Ray. I have no idea why, honestly. I think it was in chat earlier. So yeah, apologies. Obviously, it was Yasu who was trying to execute that dash 7-sided play at the top. And it didn't work out because the Haka burrowed in. So yeah, my bad. Bottom keep is down. And that leads us straight to an attack towards the core. The Hardos, again, not only do they want their level 1 spot back, but they are also still one of the best, if not the best team in Europe right now. So for Inting for Rubies, they could look at this as a bit of a learning experience, as a chance to try some stuff. But at the end of the day, it would be a miracle to take a map off the Hardos. This team is just too strong, and you can see it right here. Well done, the 2-0 lead in the best of 5. Game number 3, the Hardos against Inting for Ruby. So, good stuff for the team in red. They have taken a significant lead here. And I gotta say that from Inting for Ruby's perspective, this is starting to make a little bit more sense to me. Because this is the 3rd time in a row now that they just came in immediately after the map ended. And without any kind of delay, immediately said like, we want first pick. We want map pick, and this is the map. So they already thought this through right from the start. They look at this whole thing as a training experience. And I really think that from their perspective, this is the way to approach it. That also is why they picked Tomb of the Spider Queen against the Hardos, even though it's the best map. It's a perfect opportunity for them to just like test a couple of compositions, practice against one of the best teams, and then later on go over the replays, have a look at it, and just like discuss, okay, what went wrong? What do we need to do better? How did they punish us? Always with the knowledge that other teams will likely not be able to punish you as well as the Hardos, because most other teams are not quite on the same level, a few exceptions of course. So here again, they come into all of these maps with already a bit of a game plan, something that they want to execute. That Zarya and Vala composition is something that apparently they want to play. Now, them practicing it here onto the Spider Queen or on Infernal Shrines means, of course, that there will be other teams that ban some of those elements out against them every now and then. But as long as they're practicing other compositions, that will just open up new opportunities for them and also force the opponent to sacrifice some of their bans for what they are seeing here. But the thought process for Inting for Ruby, I like it. They're not coming in here getting salty because they can't win against one of the best teams. They're just saying, hey, these are the 3 maps that we want to test. If we can take them down on one of those maps, even better, then we're playing a 4th. But these are the maps that we want to practice on a little bit more. These are the things that we're going to look at. Let's try it against the best ones out there, see where we fell behind, think about it a little bit, and see how we can adjust going forward from here on out. So really like the approach here and the attitude, so kudos. We got Hogga again for Chris. A little bit of a surprise that he was not banned. We also have Sonya still up, so if they still have room in the composition that they want to play, I would think that Sonya would be a great pick for Inting for Ruby. They can play Zarya with Sonya, Vala, throw in a main tank and then a support, and that would be a really nice setup too. But there's the ban, yeah. I mean, the Hardos look at it too, right? And they're thinking like, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. That setup can already be annoying enough as it is. If we give you Sonya as well, and you have a Zarya behind it, then that is just a bit too much sustainability. So let's just not do that. We got Hanzo for Nick, and we again get Deckard Cain. But here comes the double pick, and this time at least they're waiting a bit longer. Do we get Jojo, for example? Fish is waiting. We get Anna instead, okay, so it seems like we're likely gonna get an Eye of Horus here, at least potentially. Baby Houdini this time with the AoE, so he goes for Leo. Fish could still drop Jojo, if not taken on the other side. If Waveflare is the one thing that you're really looking for the most in control, Jojo might be a good pick. Diablo can still be taken here. It's something that I would also expect from Bad Benny. And he goes for ETC. And we get the birdie. So Falset is in, ETC for Bad Benny, and there's the Uther main tag. Okay. Yeah, last time he was not banned out, but the fish didn't take him. This time he says, you know what, guys, back to the basics, baby. We go for double support and Zarya, and then we put Vala in the mix. Now, Uther, of course, doubles as a main tank here, but still. Let's see if they can make it a bit harder for the red team here, or what Inting for Ruby is going to pull off here. Either way, map number 3, Infernal Shrines. Game number 3, Infernal Shrines, and Uther is back, baby. On the left side, the fish playing the main tank. We got Nox on Ana, Mind Talk on Zarya, Baby Houdini on Leoric, and Hat once again with the multi-shot build is dropping Vala into the mix. Very similar to what they were trying to do on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now on the right side of the map, the Hardos. They're starting here with Yazu on Deckard Cain. We got Bad Benny on ETC. Chris on Hogga. Hazops on Falstad playing the birdie over here. And we got Hanzo played by Nick. Okay, that sets us up for the game. And well, for Inting for Ruby, survival is everything here. It would be kind of amazing if they can win a map. I mean, that in and of itself would be absolutely epic, but as mentioned before, they seem to be looking at this as a bit of a premium scrim. It's not really a scrim that they're going to get a whole lot for the Hardos. There's not really a huge incentive to play Inting for Ruby all the time. It's one of the issues, of course, that you have when you're the newcomer in the scene, so to say. But I already pointed it out earlier, they were defeating a lot of other teams that wanted to participate in the Masters Clash. We had 4 qualifiers in total, and Inting for Ruby at the end of the day were the ones that got the final slot, so good for them. Talking about getting things, they nearly got Baby Houdini all the way up at the top as he was trying to move out. Our 3-man is still working on it. We got also a bit more self-sustain for Leo, since he went into the Austin's Renewal as his level 1 talent. Therefore, it's kind of funny actually if you think about it, because we get Austin's Renewal for him, while at the same time we have Nox and Fish on Ana and Uther plus Zarya. Now, when we're talking about the trade, maybe he expects to die a whole lot, so he can also drop the Austin's Renewal while he's dead and reduce the time a little bit, so that's of course always kind of neat. But at the same time, he would expect that he's not gonna have to use his trade all that much given the circumstances here. Anyways, teams rotating between the lanes. Baby Houdini having some trouble at the top. He's gonna die if he doesn't pay attention here. This is gonna get a bit nasty. Someone should really help him out, at least for a second. But they don't have a global on their side, so Leo is playing a very dangerous game at the top. And that's why he gets pressured by Chris heavily. And the problem is not only Chris. Falson is also something that you need to consider, because if at any point Baby Houdini pushes out a little bit too far on the lane, Falson can fly into the bush right next to it, dash out, and then start to help secure the kill. So, yeah, top side needs to be very, very careful now. Ruby is in, and well, down here, are they able to steal that one away? The answer is this? Maybe. Bad Benny, he wants it. But the slide out, and that could be a kill. Oh, there it is. Got a grenade for you, baby. There we go. Zarya with a kill against ETC. Bad Benny, the first one to fall right here. Nicely done. And of course, we still have Chris starting to take the camp here for them all the way up at the top. But that was definitely a pretty neat encounter. And as you can tell, they are trying to capitalize on it by pushing out the mid lane a bit and trying to harm some of the structures. Maybe even get the upper hand on the objective. Maybe Udini is back up to full HP. Orson's Renewal definitely helping Leoric with the sustain up at the top lane. As I mentioned previously, the situation was a bit of a dire one initially. But here comes Bad Benny as they're going back into the fight. With 1 kill to 0, Inting for Ruby, they hold on to a bit of an advantage. Now teams will still have some side laners moving out every now and then since they want to have the early level 7. But the commitment is real, they're really going for this. And even with the 2 supports, Inting for Ruby is dropping rather low here. That multi-shot also didn't connect with too many heroes, so you kind of want to have HUD a bit closer to the action, but you got to be careful of exactly this one happening. The slide and the pog, 27 stacks now, Leo goes down. Again, Guz has Austin's Renewal, connects the drain, but this is still not looking good. Another kill, Uther is dead, Mind Talk also isolated. And it's a triple kill, baby. 3 down and the push at the top thanks to the camp, the early level 7 and an objective. The Hardos, they're going ham. They're going absolutely ham at this point. Yeah, these guys are just crushing it right now. Chris has his hot date later. He's like, boys, I matched on Tinder earlier. We need to finish this quickly. And they're like, all right, let's go. As long as they don't catfish him, it's all good. Hazorps nearly falling in that last match encounter too, but he's still fine. We have 4 kills to 1 right now. That drops the additional talent, by the way, also for Inting for Ruby, but whew, gotta be a little bit careful here. So, let's go. Mid lane. Can they take the fort down? The one at the top has nearly fallen. And here comes the push. Level 7, as you would expect. Secret weapon by now is in. We got the Seeing Red. And, well, I can tell you the blue team is seeing a lot of red, especially when they look at the minimap. But down here, another fort falls. Falset is pushing the top lane out in an attempt to drop another one. And Chris is playing PvE at the bot lane as he's breaking through the wall completely and putting additional pressure onto that fort. But the top lane is what concerns me the most, because Hazu, he is gonna take this one down easily, especially since there's still 3 heroes pushing the middle. They're trying to take the wall and the keep down already. There's the slide, and there's the kill. It's a trap! And he got taken down. It seems like Chris at least was trying to go to 1v4. Spoiler alert, didn't work. But they got the early level 7, and of course, part of it is because Hazu has been staying at the top lane the entire time. So the gap widened. And that's the problem. If you start to lose control over the map and your opponent splits on all 3 lanes, you yourself are 5-manning it pretty much, then you're gonna lose out on a lot of XP, and that's pretty much what happened here. I mean, you look over to the experience numbers, and you can quickly tell that the minion experience alone is such a massive, massive gap. And this is something that I've been talking about for a long time now, that you can tell. I mean, not every single game. Sometimes you also have a composition that plays out a bit differently. But as a general rule of thumb, if consistently a team is trailing behind in minion experience when they are playing against an opponent, especially in the early game, then it simply means that they are struggling to set the rotations up properly, and they're struggling on the macro level. Beautiful setup right here. And the arrow as well. Baby, we got a combo. Yeah, they try to go for the kill. They don't get it, but still it was sexy. Can they take the fish down? No, not with Zarya's shield. Damage output, by the way, 28,000 for Hanzo, 13,000 for Vala, more than doubling it. And yeah, especially the gap in minion experience, that was something that in the times of HGC we also focused on a lot, because you could really tell who had crisp rotations and you had very good understanding of where they needed to be when, because they were able to just soak all of the minion experience. But again, check out the combo. Didn't lead to a kill, but was still kind of cool. So first we had the sleep come in, then the ETC mosh pit, and the arrow followed shortly after. So it seemed like they could get the kill against Uther, and he was 1 hit away from being eliminated. Didn't quite work out that way. Still a cool combo. I know, it didn't give them any kills, but it looked good. It looked good. 1 for the gallery. Down at the bottom of the map now. With 2 kills to 5, we finally have the level 10 abilities, of course, for Inting for Ruby. They were trying to push here a little bit. You gotta be worried about the 13 that's now coming up for the Hardos soon, TM. But at the same time, they still have at least level 10 abilities that they can fight around with. Now, maybe with a Divine Storm and a good Entomb, they can set something up. But the level 13 talent is going to be a reality that they have to face off against. I don't think they can simply wait this one out, not with a 2-level gap. They need to take a bad fight. They need to channel their inner Russian. Let's go. Drink a bit of vodka, go in and do like Team Arthas and Team Soundless. Just kill them. Don't care about talent advantage, just kill them, no problem. Channel their inner Russian team and then just simply go for it. The same way that we're seeing Team Arthas and Team Soundless fight quite often. 5 versus 4 down at the bottom. Falstad flying in slowly. Oh, and Anna gets taken down. Not like this. No. And another kill as Leo drops. Vala, she got nano boosted, but even a boosted Vala doesn't stand a chance if she's put up with her back to the wall. So that's a quick kill right here. 8 kills to 2, 3-level advantage. Top side is pushing 2, and whew, they're having some trouble here. They definitely do. I mean, the birdie, he's been doing so much work on the side lane. He secured a lot of experience for the team, and then he just flies in at the perfect moment in time. Hazu, he has a long, long history of playing Falstad. I can still remember him playing Falstad games on Blackheart's Bay. Yeah, exactly. Blackheart's Bay. When that map was a thing in the competitive tournament pool. Before HGC, when he destroyed opponents by simply playing the side lane game all day, every day, and then fighting into the team fight, disengaging with Gust, or simply forcing a battle if they felt that they had the superior position. So yeah, years and years ago, this guy's been playing a lot of Years of the Storm. And that's the kind of experience that Inting for Ruby goes up against today now. So yeah, they gotta deal with that. Alright, but well, as it stands, the bot lane keep is in trouble. And well, that goes for the entire team, I suppose. Look how deep Chris is. Diving completely. There we have it. The keep is down. And are they gonna push this further? I don't really think so. They could end up with a 2 talent advantage though. If they hurry up with the experience that they're about to gather, they might have the 2 talent advantage. Level 15 against level 12, but yeah. There's not a lot of experience needed for Inting for Ruby to lock the level 13 in. But then again, if that kill happens, Baby Houdini, he's down. And there it is, the 16 before the 13 connected. For just a few seconds, they had double talent advantages over them. Nice. Okay, here we go. They go for EDC, and there's the kill. Nicely done. Where's Tag Me When Benny Feeds When You Need Him? The old HTC throwback right here. Benny reported 2 deaths already. Then again, they're now going for Leo, and Leo is down. Leo eliminated. Bot lane is still pressuring. Damage output. Yeah, Hat is getting murdered here. Even with the 2 supports and Zarya behind him, he just doesn't bring the numbers here. And it's tough for him. It's not easy. You step out just a bit too much, and even with 2 supports, you're easily destroyed. There's a lot of CC on the line too. We've seen it now multiple times from Deckard Cain, who's setting up traps. I mean, Yasuo's always there, sitting on one of those smoke screens, waiting for an opponent to step out a little bit too much and then punish them quickly. And that's exactly what he's doing all the time right now. So we got 10 kills to 3. We have them in a pretty decent spot. The next objective will soon be announced too. Leo, by the way, is activating his trade value quite a bit. 6 deaths on him as we speak. Yeah, now we are looking at a 3-level advantage. Yeah, they're making it look easy. They're making it look very, very easy here. But again, Bad Benny is now pushing around here. Nick is making it through the bottom of the map. Yeah, and of course, for Hazu, we also have now 32 stacks on his level 1. Zarya, by the way, has not completed her level 4 quest. Has not been able to complete it yet. So, yeah, needs to work on this a bit. The birdie is down too, though. The bird is down. And the kill! Nice! Cutting Leo's path, the retreat off. 2 down, that's the 3rd one about to fall. Ana connects the sleep dart and keeps herself alive. And tries to help the rest of the team to escape as well. But it's gonna be tough. Level 16 is so close, but it's gonna be a problem. Mind Target! No! No! ETC with a guitar to the face right there. I mean, honestly, at some point in his life, EDC just realized that, you know, being a guitarist just didn't cut it, really. So then he started to smash people in the head with his guitar, and he quickly found out that he's much better at that. So now he's a damage dealer. But yeah, we got 71,000 damage for Hanzo. This guy did bonkers. And 28,000 for Vala. Now, to be fair to Vala, that still puts him in the #2 spot of the damage. The Birdie is, of course, more concerned about the experience that he can get. Look at the side lane pressure that we have from Falstad. And keep in mind that for the first part of the game, he wasn't at the top lane. He wasn't side laning. He was with the team. So now he's at 87,000, more than Hogger has. And if you look at the experience that he gathered 12,000 XP. That's how you can play with the global when you have the macro advantage over your opponent. You're just side laning this all day, every day, right here. But either way, there's a push through the mid lane right now. The Frozen Punisher is in. So little Ice Princess over here is trying to he's trying to get some damage. It's a pretty buff Ice Princess, yeah, granted. But here we go. There's again the arrow. They don't have level 20 yet. It's half a level away before they get the Storm Talons. That would give him the cooldown reduction. But of course, this one... Yeah, there's a Hoarder pulled. Chris was trying to go in deep. The top lane gets pressure too. Here's the jump. They're not following up on it, but they're taking the keep down for sure. And that should soon give them enough experience to get level 20. There's the Entomb. They're trying to go for the kill. Can they set it up? Careful, the fish still alive. Waits for another stun to connect. Ults have already been used. Reign of Vengeance is still up, but that's about it. Baby Houdini disappears again. That disappearing act that gave him his nickname is just absolutely magnificent. I mean, I didn't see it coming. 1 second he was there, the other one, he just disappeared. 3 down. Baby Houdini dying 8 times, and now the core slowly falling too. The isolation of Hazo as they're dropping Ana. They're trying to go for Mind Dog. 5-man team wipe, baby, as they end game number 3. A 3-0 victory for the Hardos as they're trying to reclaim the #1 position in the standings.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.